السلام عليكم. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ما بعد. I welcome you all to the class of 400 questions of Nahu, and we are in question number 47. And today we are talking about Na'ibul Fa'il. So when the verb is passive, you have the object which becomes the subject of the verb, right? Like Daraba Hamidun Khalidan, that's active. Hamid hit Khalid, but I want to say Khalid was hit, right? I don't want to say who hit or I don't know who hit. So I said Duriba Khalidun. So Khalidun becomes the Naib Fa'il. So Mal Maqsudu bi Naib al Fa'ili. What is the intended meaning? Or what is meant by Naib al Fa'il? Naib al Fa'il Ismun Marfoon. So like Fa'il, this is also Marfu all the time, yeah? Dhammas. Ismun Marfoon يأخذ حكم الفاعل بعد حذفه. It takes the ruling of the file بعد حذفه after its omission. So in a passive verb, there's no file, correct? Like Duriba Hamidun or Duriba Khalidun. Khalid was hit. There is no file. So what do? There is a naibul file. Nahu futihal babu. So we don't know who opened the door. The door was opened. Right? We don't know who opened it. Khalid, Amina, whoever. Right? But the door opened. فكلمة الباب نائب فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة. So the babu is called naibul fa'il because we cannot say it is the file because the door is not actually opening itself, right? There's someone who's opening it. So we call it naibul fa'il, the deputy of the file. And مرفوع وعلامة رفعه ضمة ضمة. And the sign of rafa is ضمة. Question number 48. ما العامل في نائب الفاعل? What is the عامل agent, right? What makes the this thing ضمة؟ العامل في نائب الفاعل واحد من أربعة أشياء هي. So the عامل, the agent, is four things. Like, so there should be something before it, right? Some agent to influence this, right? This dhamma. There are four things. من أربعة أشياء. There are four things which come in the agent. What are the four things? The first one is obvious, which is the passive verb. الفعل المبني للمجهول. One is what? The verb which is built upon passive. That is مبني للمجهول. That is passive verb. نحو فهم الدرس. So what gave the darsu? The dhamma, this thing. نائب الفاعل. I mean the مبني للمجهول. فعل مبني للمجهول. ومنه قوله تعالى. And from it is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَخُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ, and the matter was decided. And the qudiya is passive, right? How do you know it's passive? The first, generally, first letter has a dhamma and the second last letter has a kasra, right? That's how you identify, generally speaking, basically. وَخُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ. Ismul maf'ul. Ismul maf'ul. The second agent is ismul maf'ul. So like the verb, we talked about mushtaqat, if you remember, they also influence like verbs. Right? So from that is ismul maf'ul, not ismul fa'il. Ismul fa'il will influence the fa'il, but naibul fa'il will be influenced by the ismul maf'ul. Al-fatatu maskhulun awariduha. I don't know what it means. Al-fatatu, let me check. Maskhul. And the girl is mas'ul. So let me check Sad, Qaf, and Lam, the root letter. Sad, Qaf, and Lam. Saqala yasqulu is to be smooth, polished, burned, burnished, cut, refined. And what is awariduha? So she is mas'ul, polished, smooth. So she is polished, but the girl is polished. Awariduha. So maybe I'll search for Ain, Ra, and Dad. Aruda Yarudu is to become wide, but I want Awarid. Ard, Urud is breadth. Ard, Ird is honor. Arad is honor. Ird. Urd, no, I'm not finding. Awarid. Something is smooth, her habits, Urud, or honor. Something is good, that is. Ma'arid. Let me search in Al-Ma'ani. Awarid. Hmm. عوارض اسم عوارض جمع عارض. عوارض, the singular is عارض. جمع عارضة. عارض وعارضة. So what is عارض now? عوارض وعارضة خشب. It's عوارض. Some honor, I think, I guess. عوارض. Maybe you can search for عارض. عارض. عارض عوارض. So performance. Her performance was smooth, maybe. Her performance was smooth. Yeah, something like her performance was smooth. Yeah, I think. Allahu alam. What I can find, because ard also means display, right? Display, so presentation, demonstration. Ard awarid. The performances are smooth, are nice. Okay. الاسم المنسوب إليه نحو اقرأ كتاب إسلامي مضمونه. So where is the naib file here? عوارض, because of مسقول. And then الاسم منسوب إليه, this, which is related to منسوب. Uh, so which we has a ya nisba, like اقرأ كتاب إسلاميين. I think it's مضاف, Islamic books, right? إسلاميين مضمونه. What should you read? It's مضمون. So why is this? This is, it's topics. It's topics. So this is نائب فاعل. الفعل المحذوف إذا كان مبنيا للمجهول, like إذا الدرس فهم. فعل محذوف. This is there in the Quran too. Like he gives an example. الفعل المحذوف, omitted verb. These two are anyways, nouns. But now there's an omitted verb. إذا كان مبنيا للمجهول, if it is built on majhul, that is passive. Nahu ida darsu fuhima, when the lesson was understood. So literally it was ida should come with verbs. So the verb, there's a verb hidden here. Ida fuhima darsu, and this fuhima is just takid for this. Kind of, I guess. Minnu qawlu ta'ala, like ida shamsu kubirat, when the sun is rolled upon. Kubirat, I think it's rolled, yeah. So why is this naib file? So we say naib li fi'lil mahdhuf. There's this نائب الفاعل لفعل المحذوف وعلامة رفعه الضمة. ما حكم نائب الفاعل? What is the ruling? نائب الفاعل يأخذ نفس حكم الفاعل فهو مرفوع دائما أو في محل رفع. So what is the ruling? How does it appear? يأخذ نفس حكم الفاعل. It takes the same, نفس means same ruling of the file. فهو مرفوع. It is always دائما, always مرفوع أو في محل رفع, or in the place of رفع. Like even if you don't see the dhamma, it's in the place of rafa, it's mabni, like hada or whatever. Ma suwaru naib al-file. What are the forms of naib al-file? Li naib al-file arba'u suwarin. For the naib file, the four forms. The four forms for naib file. Al-ismu zahir. Like file, yeah. Khudi al-kitabu. So kitab is the naib file. The book was read. Minhu qawlu ta'ala qutila al-insanu ma akfara. Right? May curse be the human, how ungrateful he is. Ma akfara. This is, by the way, ma af'alahu. This is ta'ajjub. There are two ways of doing ta'ajjub, no? One is ma af'ala and another is af'il bihi. Absir bihi wasma. وياتي نائب الفاعل اسما موصولا. وياتي نائب الفاعل اسما موصولا نحو أوقب من ظلم. اسما موصولا. من ظلم. So he says Ismun Mausul can also come, like Alladhi and all that can also be. So Uqiba, he's punished. Who's punished? Man dhulima, man dhalama, I think it's. So he's punished who. So this whole thing, I mean, ismun mansub actually is the ismun mawsul, is the naibul fa'il for uqiba. So you can bring a whole descriptive sentence, right? Alladhi with man or whatever, so that it becomes naibu fa'ilin. Ad-damirul mustatir, like verbs, naibul fa'il can be hidden. Like khutila, he was killed. Where's the he? He is damir mustatir, hidden. Nahwu ad-dayfu yukramu indana. Guest is honored with us or near us. At-taqdiru yukramu huwa. So huwa is hidden, right? This is called damir mustatir. Or it could be a damir baris. Nahu ukrimna, ukrimtum. It could be the conjugation, right? Ukrima, ukrima, ukrimu. It could be a damir baris. An apparent damir. You can see the damir. So where's the naib file in ukrimna? We were honored. It's the na, no? And ukrimtum is the tum or the tu. Al masdar muawwal. The fourth thing could be masdar muawwal, obviously. Like a noun, you can use an plus fi'l mudari. نحو عرف أنك مجتهد. So masdar muawwal could be anna plus فالفعل عرف. It was known. What was known? Anna plus its ism and khabar. Everything becomes, نائب فاعل. فالفعل عرف فعل ماض مبني للمجهول. This is ماضي مبني للمجهول. والمصدر المؤول أنك مجتهد في محل رفع نائب الفاعل. And the masdar muawwal, all this is in the place of rafa because the sentence, no, and it is naibu fa'il. So he says 4 forms, same like fa'il, no, same like fa'il. Ma anwa'ul alfadh allati tanubu an al-fa'il. What are the words which deputize fa'il? Yanubu an al-fa'ili arba'atu ashya. The 4 things deputize the fa'il, the door. المفعول به المصدر الظرف للزمان والمكان الاسم المجرور. So like what 4 things can happen? What 4 things can deputize? So if you remember, ضرب حامد خالدا. So khalidan was actually maf'ulun bihi in the original sentence, right? It was maf'ulun bihi. But he says maf'ulun bihi is not the only thing, but a masdar, which was previously a masdar, or a dharf, it was time or place, could deputize. Al-ismul majroor also could deputize as naibul fa'il. As naibul fa'il. Like he gives an example. Al-maf'ul bihi fi nahu bihi nahu qawlu ta'ala or qawlihi ta'ala wa khudiyal amru. So here the matter was decided. So if you remember, if you like qadallahu al-amra, if you bring a file and change the sentence fi ghayr al-Quran, change it to qadallahu al-amra. So the amra was maf'ulun bihi, right? So when lafzul jalala was omitted to make it passive, it became, naibul fa'il. So here he says it was originally maf'ulun bihi. Yanubu anil fa'il, which is deputizing the file. But taqdeeru wa qadallahu al-amra. So the taqdeer estimation is qadallahu al-amra. This is maf'ulun bihi originally. And lafzul jalala was omitted, so it became qawdiyal amru. The matter was decided. Or al-masdarul mutasarrif. Now qawlu ta'ala, or qawlihi ta'ala, masdarul mutasarrif. So it's a masdar which is mutasarrif, it's not jamid. Mutasarrif means it's not like fixed. Jamid, mutasarrif, you could conjugate it. نحو قوله تعالى فإذا نفخ في الصور نفخة واحدة. So why is this dhamma? Nafkhatun wahida, because this is masdar. Masdar, and this is, you could say, maf'ul mutlaq, no? Li bayan al-adad, for number, maf'ul mutlaq, or absolute object. Nafkhatun wahida, aw kinayat al-masdar. So it could be this thing, or an indication to the masdar, ka khawli ta'ala, فَمَنْ عُفِيَ لَهُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ شَيْءٌ. فَمَنْ عُفِيَ لَهُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ شَيْءٌ. So whoever forgives from his friend something. فكلمة شيء نائب فاعل مرفوع وهي كناية عن المصدر والتقدير فمن عفي له عفو شيء. So شيء is like deputizing on عفو. He says masdar, he means maf'ul mutlaq. If you studied maf'ul mutlaq, you should have an idea about this. You use the same masdar of the verb before it, right? فإذا نفخ نفخ, same root, no? Or similar to it, like شيء or some other word, mutaradif, a complementary word. فَمَنْ عُفِيَ لَهُ عَفْوٌ. whoever is forgiven. أو المصدر الموصوف, or it could be a masdar which is descriptive. نحو قضي مساء ممطر. It was decided that it should be a mumtar. It could be a sifa also, he says. Mumtar, I think. Mumtar. Matara, yamtur, mumtar. Mumtar. It was decided that it should be a rainy evening by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obviously. So it says masdar can also yanubu anil fa'il. So nafkhatun wahida, you say nufikh as what do you say? Na'ibul fa'il. Na'ibul fa'il. Because previously it was مفعول مطلق. I mean, ظرف الزمان أو المكان. صيام رمضان. It could be a time or place. Ramadan was fasted. Oh, was fast. How do you translate? Yeah, was fasted. Yeah, I mean the month of Ramadan, people spent in fasting. Was spent in fasting or something. Julisa amamak or amamuk, because this was actually zarfu makan. He was made to sit in front of you. Amamuka. Okay. الاسم المجرور نحو قوله تعالى مجرور noun وإن تعدل كل عدل لا يؤخذ منها. فالجار والمجرور. So if you are just every type of justice, yeah, all type of justice, it will not be taken from it. لا يؤخذ منها. فالجار والمجرور منها في محل رفع نائب فاعل. لا يؤخذ منها. This jar majrur says this is the naibul fa'il. Naibul fa'il. هل توجد أفعال مبنية للمجهول دائما؟ Are there verbs مبنية للمجهول which are always passive؟ نعم، توجد أفعال مبنية للمجهول دائما، منها عني. It was considered سقط. It was made to fall. انتفع. It benefited. أغمية. He was unconscious. طل بمعنى أهدر. طل. طل is true. So some verbs are always this thing. انتفع. I mean, you cannot change in that situation into active, maybe. Hadara yahdiru is to peel, rumble, toll. Oh, dera. To consider invalid. Tulla mimana udera. To invalidate something. Okay. Junna. Junna is to become mad. He was struck with madness. Ula. Wali'a yawla'u is to catch fire, burn. Ulia is to be fond, devoted. Okay. So some verbs are always passive. Say وما بعدها يعرب فاعلا ويجوز إعرابه نائب الفاعل. And whatever is similar to it, بعدها or after it, يعرب فاعلا. It could be said this is file. I mean, yeah, whatever comes, or يجوز إعرابه نائب الفاعل, or it could say نائب الفاعل also. نائب الفاعل also. Okay. نحو طل دمه. طل دمه. طل دمه. His blood, what? What happened to his blood? طل. His blood became good. طل دمه أي هدر. بطل. His blood stopped, maybe. His blood was shed. Shed is more correct. Shed in vain. Tulla. Hadar. Should shed in vain. Waste. Tulla damuhu. Tulla. Okay. Al-Mubtada. Now he talks about Mubtada. So we are talking about Mubtada. Right. مرفوعات no. ما المقصود بالمبتدأ؟ المبتدأ اسم مرفوع يقع في أول الكلام غالبا ويسمى المسند إليه. And مبتدأ is an اسم مرفوع. A مرفوع noun يقع which occurs in the beginning of a sentence غالبا mostly. It is also called مسند إليه in بلاغة no. مسند إليه. نحو الكتاب مفيد. The book is beneficial. ما أحكام المبتدأ? What are the rulings of مبتدأ؟ للمبتدأ حكمان. The two rulings. وجوب الرفع نحو المعلمون المخلصون. It's mandatory to have رفع. So he gives a footnote حاشية. Gives a footnote for this. علامات الرفع الضمة على آخر اسم الظاهر أو الألف المثنى أو الباء الجمع المذكر السالم والأسماء الخمسة. So he gives the ضمة واو. ضمة one, right? All the علامات of رفع. It is ضمة على آخر الاسم. ضمة at the end of the noun. الظاهر or ألف or واو في جمع المذكر السالم والأسماء الخمسة. يجوز أن يأتي المبتدأ مبتدأ مجرورا لفظا مرفوعا محلا إذا سبق بحذف جر زائد أو شبيه بالزائد. نحو رب دارة نافع أو رب دارة. يجوز أن يأتي المبتدأ مجرورا. So he says the second way is it is allowed that you bring it مجرور لفظا مرفوعا محلا. But its location is مرفوع إذا سبق بحذف جر أو سبق بحذف جر زائد. If there's a حرف جر extra حرف جر أو شبيه بالزائد or something which is similar to an extra thing. نحو رب أو I think it's رب دارة دارة. So it should be a rubba, I guess, with a fatha. Sometimes harmful thing is beneficial. So دارة مبتدأ مجرور لفظا مرفوع محلا وسبب جره أنه سبق بحذف الجر شبيه بالزائد ربا. So it has been preceded by a harfu jar rubba. That's why it is mubtada. So you cannot say rubba daratin nafi'a because you could say this is the mubtada and this is the khabar, but we are not saying beneficial things are sometimes harmful. We're not saying that. Harmful things are sometimes beneficial. So that's why he says this is mubtada. Okay. ما أقسام المبتدأ? What are the types of مبتدأ؟ ينقسم المبتدأ إلى قسمين. مبتدأ is divided into two types. مبتدأ يحتاج إلى خبر. So he says this مبتدأ which requires a khabar. So we learned that مبتدأ always requires a khabar, but there's a مبتدأ where the khabar is not required. ويكون المبتدأ اسم ظاهرا ضميرا منفصلا مصدرا مؤولا. The mubtada could be a clear noun, it could be a munfasil damir munfasil detached pronoun, or it could be masdar muawwal an plus fi'l mudari anna ma'a ismi wa khabar. فالاسم الظاهر, for example, اسم الظاهر is نحو الطالب مجتهد, the student is hardworking. والضمير المنفصل نحو أنتم مؤمنون, right? مبتدا والمصدر المؤول أن تجتهدوا حسن لكم, that you work hard is better for you. ومنه قوله تعالى وأن تصوموا خير لكم. So أن تصوموا is the مبتدا. أن تصوموا is the مبتدا. مبتدا لا يحتاج إلى الخبر. And there's a مبتدا which does not require خبر لأنه له مرفوع يغني عن الخبر. Because it has something which is مرفوع, that means a noun is coming something which is يغني عن الخبر, which is making it free from the خبر. وينحصر هذا النوع في الوصف المشتق. And this type only occurs in a wasf mushtaq, descriptive noun which is derived distinct noun like ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, sifatun mushabbaha, al ismul mansub yani ya nisba, or ismul tafdil, or in ismul tafdil like akbar and all that. Bishartin, and there's a condition an yasbiqa al mushtaq bi nafyin aw istifhamin. So you cannot use in positive sentences. It should be preceded by negation or question. Now, هل ناجح أخوك? Or هل ناجح أخوك? Did your brother pass? Now, there's an issue, right? Where's the مبتدا? So هل حرف استفهام مبني لا محل له من الإعراب. Hal does not have any place in the i'rab. We cannot say it's mubtada or khabar or fa'il or maf'ul, whatever. Hal, so we say la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Najihun mubtada'u marfu'an, right? Akhuka. Now, ismul fa'il requires a fa'il. So this akhuka is fa'ilun sadda masadda al-khabar. It has taken the place of khabar. So we don't need khabar now because the ismul fa'il requires a fa'il, and this is the fa'il for the ismul fa'il, right? يجوز أن تعرب ناجح خبر مقدم. But what you can do is ناجح is خبر مقدم وأخوك مبتدا مؤخر. Right? If you don't want to play all these things, you can say this is the khabar and this is the mubtada. هل أخوك ناجح? You can do that. But this is also a way which is done. So there's a mubtada which does not have a khabar. Rare situation, but yeah. In Hidayat now also it teaches this, I guess. And this was only occur in Ismul Fa'il, Ismul Maf'ul, because Ismul Fa'il, there's if a noun comes after Ismul Fa'il, we can say that is the fa'il of the Ismul Fa'il. So, yeah, you can do that. متى يكون المشتق المسبوق بنفي أو استفهام خبرا واجبا? When can be the derived noun preceded by negation or question become a khabar wajiban, mandatory khabar? إذا طابق الوصف ما بعده تثنية وجمعا ويعرب ما بعده مبتدا مؤخر. When إذا طابق, when the descriptive noun is in agreement in duality or plural, right, in number, and after it is مبتدا مؤخر. مبتدا مؤخر. So هل مجتهدان الطالبان? Are the two students hardworking? So what you could have done, you could have made this singular, mujtahidun at-talibani, and then this would be the file. But here it's matching. It's matching, no? So you make this mubtada muakhar, this is khabar. Some advanced Arab, but yeah, right? And this is says khabaran wajiban. Khabaran wajiban. Why can't we say this is the file of this? Well, because Mujtahidani already has alif here as the file of Mujtahid, because the alif is attached to it, right? So that is the file. So file of Ismul file is alif here. We cannot say Taliban is also the Ismul file. I mean, it's also the file of the Ismul file, yeah? So what you have to do is this is the Mubtada and this is the Khabar. Why can't you say this is the Mubtada? Because this is Nakira, no? This is Nakira and this is Ma'rifa. So generally you make the Ma'rifa as the Mubtada. So this is some tricky stuff which is there in the books. That's why you're learning. I mean, how practical is it then? Yeah. They go into details in all these things. Inshallah, when we do, maybe it comes in Ajrumi also, I believe. متى يكون المشتق المسبوق بنفي واستفهام مبتدا واجبا? Same question, eh? متى يكون المشتق مسبوق بنفي خبرا واجبا? So this was خبرا واجبا. Here that is مبتدا واجبا. When the mushtaq is preceded by نفي or استفهام, right? mushtaq. For example, إذا لم يطابق أو يطابق, طابق يطابق الوصف ما بعده, وصف ما بعده تثنية وجمعا ويعلم ما بعده فاعل ونائب فاعل. When it is not in this thing, is not matching in dual and plural, then and whatever is after it is fa'il or naib fa'il. Nahu hal mujtahidun at-taliban. Now, are the two students hardworking? Correct. Now, how do you do i'rab for this? Hal is anyways, la mahalla lahu. There's no place in i'rab for this. Right? Hal harfu istifham mabniun la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Mujtahidun, will you say this is the khabar? Right? This is the mubtada and this is the khabar. No, I mean, so mujtahidun mubtada marfu'un. So he says this is the mubtada and this is a talibani fa'il and this is the fa'il marfu'un sadda masadda al-khabar, which has taken the place of khabar. Ma mashkudul kasulan. So what's the problem in saying this is the khabar of this? This is the khabar of this. Because mujtahidun is then nakira, and then this is ma'rifa. So there are problems like this. So you have to make this mubtada wajiban. You have to say mubtada. So this is some technical issues which happen when you're doing Arab, which you're doing when you're doing Arab. But I mean, this thing like ma mashkurul kasulan. Lazy ones are not thankful, something like that. So al kasulan is not matching in this thing. Mashkur is singular. This is kasulan is dual. Two lazy ones. Kasulan. Kasul is more very lazy. Huh? Kasulan. So kasulan is naibul fa'il in sadda masaddal khabar, which has taken the place of khabar. So mashkur is a mubtada which it does not have a khabar at all. It does not have a khabar at all. So he's giving examples where this thing. So this only happens in ismul mushtaq, in questions and in negations. In the questions and negations, how do you do the i'rab of that? How do you do the i'rab of that? Ismul, like, because ismul yani wasf, all the wasfs, wasf al mushtaq requires a file or a naib file. Like ismul file, ismul maf'ul, sifar mushabba, ismul mansub, ismul tafdil. They require something. So when something comes acting as a file, we don't need a khabar. We don't need a khabar. So this is, you could go through this a little bit, again, because this might be a little confusing for you. But anyways, this is just extra details to know, because these books are not meant to be explainer books. These books are meant to be review books, because just question answers will give you the answer, that's it. But nobody explains. I mean, it doesn't explain much, right? So if you want more explanation, maybe other books have this. I don't know exactly. Maybe in Hidayat now he teaches this. Yeah. Where Mubtada, or you can search for, if my we can search for Mubtada la yahtaju ila khabar, and you can find more detail online explaining about these things. متى يحذف المبتدا وجوبا أو يحذف المبتدا وجوبا? When is the mubtada omitted mandatorily? يجب حذف المبتدا في 4 مواضع. In 4 places mubtada should be deleted. إذا كان الخبر مصدرا نائبا عن فعله. If the khabar is masdar, deputizing on the verb. For example, sam'un wa ta'atun. See, sam'un wa ta'atun. سمع خبر مرفوع لمبتدا محذوف وجوبا والتقدير حالي سمع وتاعة. My state is سمع وتاعة. So Arabs, they don't say حالي, my state is سمع وتاعة. Right? No, it's just سمع وتاعة. So this is first situation where you have to, you cannot say حالي, because Arabs never said. All this comes in Hidayat now also. So when does this rule apply? إذا كان الخبر masdar. This is masdar, right? From Samia Ismail. Naiban an fi'lihi. It is naib deputizing on the verb. Right? Samia, and ta is from ata yutiyu maybe. So, yeah. So, like means I hear and obey. Literally, if you translate, I hear and obey. Right? You cannot say hearing and obedience. Okay. But that's the way they say, ana asma'u wa ana utiyu. So, sam'un wa ta'a. So here it's mandatory you say hali or something. So this is just khabar. Huh? This is just khabar, which is mandatory. محذوف. إذا كان الخبر مخصوصا بالمدح والذم. You want to praise something, or you want to, criticize something. Dham is criticize. So the khabar is مخصوص, is specific بالمدح والذم. نحو نعم الخلق الصدق. الصدق خبر مرفوع لمبتدا محذوف وجوبا والطريق هو الصدق. نعم الخلق الصدق. So the best character is truthfulness. الصدق هو الصدق. So he says هو, the تقدير هو الصدق. So there's a هو which is hidden here. And so this is mubtada and this is khabar. So this is فعل فاعل نعم الخلق, and this is mubtada khabar. هو الصدق. This is called, or something like that. They do the i'rab of this ni'ma and bi'sa in this way. So This is called makhsus bil madah. And what is the best character? What is specified in it? It's called truthfulness, sidq, being truthful. إذا كان الخبر دالا على قسم. And the third place is if the khabar is indicating towards an oath. في ذمتي لأزورنك. In my dhimma, I don't know what dhimma. Dhimma is protection. Yeah. In my protection, I will surely visit you. في ذمتي شبه جملة جاء في محل رفع خبر. So this is the خبر لمبتدأ محذوف وجوبا. For a mubtada which is hidden. والتقدير يمين في ذمتي. There's a promise in my responsibility. يمين في ذمتي. So this is just hidden. This is a way of saying that I will surely win you. إذا سبق المبتدا باللفظ لا سيما. If the mubtada is preceded by a word لا سيما, there's no escape from it. Particularly أحب الثقافة. Yeah, لا سيما means particularly. أحب الثقافة لا سيما الشعر. الشعر خبر لمبتدا محذوف, that is هو الشعر maybe. I love culture, particularly poetry. So I love literature. Maybe thaqafa is cultural heritage, especially poetry. So maybe there's a huwa here, which is hidden. So mubtada can be hidden in these four places. Mubtada can be hidden in these four places. One is khabar, masdar, sam'un wa ta'a. You can remember ni'ma and praising, or there's an oath. Or la siyama word comes. La siyama. There's a la siyama which is coming. متى يحذف المبتدا جوازا? When is mubtada allowed to? You can delete it. It's not compulsory, but it's allowed. يحذف المبتدا جوازا إذا كان جوابا عن سؤال ما اسمك. For example, what's your name? You can delete it if someone asks you ما اسمك أحمد خالد. فتجيب محمد and you reply محمد. محمد خبر لمبتدا محذوف, and خبر is مبتدا محذوف. جوازا تقديره اسمي محمد, and its an estimation is my name is Muhammad. My name is Muhammad. We can do this next class, I guess. So we're talking about mubtada, right? So yeah, we can do this next class because there are a lot of conditions for ibtida bin nakira. So can mubtada be nakira? Indefinite. There are some conditions for that. When it should be done and all that. Okay. So today we saw about Naaib Faail. From question number 47, Naaib Faail, and all about Naaib Faail. What are the forms? You can have a pronoun, two types of pronoun. It could be a masdar muawwal. And what words can do that, and what is mubtada, rulings of marfu daiman, types of mubtada which requires a khabar, which does not require a khabar, rare situations which does not require. When is it mandatorily deleted? Like you should never bring. One is in masdar or makhsus bil madh wa dham, al khabar dalu ala qasam, there's a oath there. And when is mubtada allowed? When someone asks you, what's your name? In the reply, you can, or where's your house? My house is, instead of saying my house is so-and-so, you can just say someplace. Then we'll learn about ibtida bin nakira, inshallah, in the next class. Barakallahu feekum, jazakallahu khairan, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.